Now, Amalia Roy, our Fox reporter, joins us live from Tucson. She's at the Pima County Sheriff's Office. Amalia, I think that the DNA here is what's key. I think everybody's holding on to that. They got that DNA. But it didn't match anyone in the FBI database. Am I correct on that?
Yes, good evening. You are correct. When we're looking at this one specific glove that was found about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home, that was one run through the FBI's national database, CODIS, that has more than 19 million offender profiles. There was not a match. But Sheriff Nanos also spoke with Fox about this and said this is one piece of evidence in one database. There are more databases and more evidence. He said he does want to focus closer to Nancy's house. He said there was DNA found in Nancy Guthrie's home that does not belong to her. That's still being processed and needs to be tested.
So it's not a open and shut right now. So we know that, okay, maybe that glove DNA wasn't a sure bet, but we have some other clues that could help.
Exactly. It's not open and shut. DNA is also one avenue. They are putting together many different pieces of evidence from different streams. So there's DNA. People still have that surveillance video where we know that they are looking for people to possibly identify who they are. The suspect, a man around 5'9", 5'10", average build, getting a more detailed photo of that Ozark trail hiker backpack that is sold at Walmart. And so that's another aspect. They're calling to the public. I believe it was the FBI that said since February 1st, they've gotten more than 18,000 phone calls specifically about Nancy Guthrie, and they're going through all of the leads that they find, they're saying, and so is the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
Amalia, we've been discussing, and there's so many theories out there on exactly what could happen. But when you think about if that backpack was sold at a Walmart, if you were to take all the facial recognition technology that they use now for shoplifters in those major big box stores like a Walmart, wouldn't you be able to potentially find someone who's buying that backpack? If they were buying that backpack, we don't know how long, I guess they've had the backpack, but they could potentially get the face that way.
It is something that authorities are looking into. The Pima County Sheriff's Department spokesperson did tell me that they are working with Walmart. He didn't specify within what capacity, but as I said, it's another avenue to go down. So combining that with DNA, with other tips that both authorities are getting, they're trying to piece together what happened to Nancy Guthrie and that dead end with that one piece of DNA. Sheriff Nanos says that there are other places to go even with that, past that national database, looking at forensic genetic genealogy.
And that genetic genealogy, so that was the same method investigators used to track down Brian Kohlberger, who pleaded guilty to those Idaho shootings, right?
Yes,
Well,
it
the
is,
killer, I
and
should say,
it
not
is
shootings.
something where you're essentially creating a family tree that hopefully gets them closer and closer to a possible suspect. In terms of the Brian Koberger case, actually the CEO of the company involved with that and worked with authorities spoke with Fox News earlier today.
Those are all things that you can learn. You can do it really quickly. And so the secret's just getting a lot of data. You find enough relatives.
And so it is looking at that data
around who someone is. Those are all things that you can learn. You can do it really quickly. And so the secret's just getting a lot of data.
And so it's looking through that data, it is collecting that DNA, so past that one glove and looking at the other pieces of DNA found in Nancy Guthrie's home, the closest ones to the crime scene.
Fox News Digital, Amalia, has reported that we've reached out to Mexican authorities about the Nancy Guthrie case, but it sounds like the sheriff is saying that Nancy Guthrie was not taken to Mexico. There was that theory also.
Yes, speaking with Fox News yesterday, Sheriff Chris Nanos said he does not believe that Nancy was taken to Mexico. But yes, Fox News Digital is reporting this, that the FBI has reached out to the Mexican authorities about this, but we don't know any further than that. And right now, the Pima County Sheriff's Department says that they're not commenting on that.
Amalia Roy joining us live tonight from the Pima County Sheriff's Department in Tucson, Arizona on this 18th day that is about to, well, at least it's starting to come to a close out on the West Coast there. Thank you so much for joining us Amalia, for your updates tonight.
Thank you.